These customers have validated our existing product, and they want us to do the extra mile for them. It's a bit more than a mile, but they want to co-fund it together with us. So they will be paying part of the development cost that is involved.
Hi, welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Ilan Taved. He is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Ethernity Networks. And Ilan, it's good to see you. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing, Steve?
I'm doing very well. Good to have you along because you've had a number of things happen with the company in the last little while we want to address. First off, you announced recently that a U.S. aerospace customer received U.S. government approval for using your technology. So talk to me a little bit about that deal and why this information is required.
We are not based in the U.S. So for non-U.S. companies who want to do business either directly with the federal government or with aerospace companies who are doing business with the U.S. government, there is a requirement to get a government approval to be able to supply to these companies. We have announced a couple of months ago that we signed a contract with a leading aerospace American company. And that agreement was pending on getting government approval. So finally, last week, we received it, and we were very excited. We knew it's coming. It was not a surprise. It's not the first time we get such an approval for similar deals. So, it was a process that had to be done, and it took a couple of months, but finally it's there, and we were very happy to achieve this milestone.
Yeah, and Ilan, that must be a real positive for the business as well to get that approval and showing other people that this is something you can definitely do and provide.
Yes, it's really important, not just in the context of this specific project. This is a $1 million contract, but in general, because once we have this approval, it's like something that other similar customers take as a reference. Not every foreign company can receive such an approval, and we were happy to be one of these few.
Yeah, very exciting for you. I want to talk to you also a little bit about the demand for ASIC-based solutions in the market and what the opportunity you see for the company is and how you can potentially tack on that for growth within the company.
So Eternity customers are demanding a more optimized solutions that cannot be met today with existing off-the-shelf silicon in terms of component price, but also form factor size and power consumption that results from that. Today, we have a field-proven FPGA-based networking solution. It's a complete product that includes software, hardware, and application that is fully validated in the field by our customers. And we now plan to partner with an ASIC vendor and take that technology and develop together an ASIC that can be a breakthrough solution. It will provide a much higher performance compared to available products in the market at a fraction of the cost. And we believe it will help us capture a significant market share.
Right. So how do you fund the development of that?
We have a few customers that are interested that we make development of such an ASIC. These customers have validated our existing product, and they want us to do the extra mile for them. It's a bit more than a mile, but they want to co-fund it together with us. So they will be paying part of the development cost that is involved. And these customers, they will be the first one who can benefit from such an ASIC, and they are looking at a very lucrative return, very fast return on that investment. So they are eager to sign with us, and we are very excited about this opportunity.
Yeah. Ilan, I want to ask you a little bit about some of the services you provide to help broadband service providers themselves. And more importantly, there's a lot of areas that are very underserved, and it seems like there'd be a great opportunity there for the company.
Yeah, last week we participated in Connected Britain. It's one of the large exhibition trade shows in Europe. One of the important themes on that event was closing the digital divide digital, the ability to use broadband internet in order to work. For example, we're doing an interview now that is across the Atlantic, right? So we couldn't do that unless we had a strong enough broadband connection. The same is true for students. The same is true for employees who can avoid commuting and work from remote. All that is not possible unless you have a solid enough infrastructure in place. And this is valid both for private consumers, but also for organizations that are more dependent today on cloud-based infrastructure as part of their daily operations.
Yeah, and those underserved areas, there's a lot of them, I would imagine, around the world.
Definitely. It's not just about coverage and having, a basic level of internet. Today, for most applications, you need a service that, is 100 meg as a minimum. And many areas of the world simply don't have that. Even in developed countries, again, I was in the UK last week. So this is a big issue. The government is stepping up to the challenge. In the US, there is federal funding of over $40 billion. It's called Project BID. In the UK, there's a similar program, smaller, but still 5 billion British pounds to help fund this kind of infrastructure investment. But you know what, Steve? It's not just a matter of funding. It's also a matter of available, skills, people who can actually go and dig the fiber in the ground. All right? Even if you can afford it, it takes time.
Absolutely. Ilan, thanks so much. I know it's been really busy around the company and a lot of great announcements and exciting things ahead. So we appreciate your time today for updating us on where you're at and where you're headed as well. So thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, there is Ilan Tevet, Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Ethernity Networks.